We're now going to hear from Gordon Watts, Group Head of Business Development at the Energy Saving Trust, who's going to talk about empowering action through great support and advice. All yours.
I've had instant promotion there. You'll see in the programme, it says Inga Jurgensen. She's Group Head of Business Development. I'm Technical Manager at the Energy Saving Trust. And Inga, unfortunately, has a lousy cold and no voice at the moment. So you've got me instead. But thank you for the promotion. So this afternoon, I'm just going to talk a little bit about, continuing with the housing theme, how do we get people to take action? How do we get households to undergo this retrofit journey, and looking about empowering people to get homes retrofitted, reduce their energy bills, reduce their carbon. So, Energy Saving Trust, hopefully you know us. We're an independent organisation. Our mission is all about tackling the climate emergency. We provide leadership and expertise, and that's across businesses, households, governments, local authorities, combined authorities, helping them save energy, cut carbon emissions. And we position ourselves very much as respected, trusted, impartial voice on this subject, helping people make good decisions and better choices. So, empowering advice, action through advice and support. This is all about sharing information with people, connecting information and people to allow them to make good decisions. So we all know we're behind the curve at the moment. We need to accelerate deployment of fabric measures, low carbon heating, to get to where we need to be in terms of net zero carbon by 2050. We greatly need to accelerate it. And there are an increasing number of people that are looking to retrofit their homes and move to low carbon heating, but they don't really know where to start often. There's a lot of information out there. There's a lot of poor information out there. So people don't know where to start. Equally, people might not know what a heat pump is. What's a good installation? What's a bad installation? Is that better than a boiler? Is that worse than a boiler? All sorts of information. You've then got, actually, I've committed to doing some work. Where do I go to get someone to help me with that? Where do I get good guidance? How do I know I'm not going to be ripped off? And so the customer journey is confusing. It's not clear what people need to do. So I'm going to talk about 3 examples here, and great examples of the one-stop shop approach to energy advice and support, which aims to simplify this picture. These being Home Energy Scotland, based in Scotland, unsurprisingly, North of Tyne Combined Authority work we've done with them, considering development of one-stop shop, and also some great work that we've been doing with Airbnb. So first of all, considering Home Energy Scotland. Now this is a programme that we at Energy Saving Trust deliver on behalf of the Scottish Government, and it's a free advice service to households and helping them understand what their retrofit journey might be and how they are going to reduce their carbon footprint and, importantly, reduce their bills. So advice, I say, it's available to households, smaller private landlords, and it is delivered in a number of different ways, online, phone, email, and that is very much to recognise that different people need different journeys. You could say email will work very well for some people. Some people, it actually needs to be a different touch. They want someone to talk to on the phone. We underpin it by creating simplicity, creating a simple customer journey, and very importantly, Home Energy Scotland isn't about brushing away all the other good advice services that are already out there. It's about harnessing and working with other local existing advice providers. So it's creating that ecosystem of support. A very important feature of this, it provides grants and 0% loans through the Scottish Government to help people make that decision. Because these are sometimes, particularly at the moment, tough decisions to make. You say, oh, actually, I want to do this stuff, but it's expensive. So there are grants and also 0% loans to help people on that journey. So the reach of HES, it's getting to about 130,000 people a year, which is huge. It's a huge number of people that are being supported with an amazing customer satisfaction level. And then you've got, that's not just, right, we've had advice, thanks very much, goodbye. 47% of those customers are then going on to install energy efficiency measures in year one. And then there's another 38% saying, oh, actually, yeah, not quite now, but planning to do something next year. And boiling that all down, that amounts to, for the customers advised, that's about 4.2 tonnes of carbon dioxide for every customer supported through HES. So it's a very impactful scheme. And as I say, it's been running for a number of years and it continues. Moving on to a piece of work we just finished recently, actually finished this in September. We've been supporting the North of Tyne Combined Authority to develop the business case and implementation plan, delivery plan for a domestic one-stop shop to cover their region. This is Northumberland, North of Tyne and Newcastle. And so there's a number of stages in the work that we've done. First of all, we supported them doing an assessment of what have they got in the region in terms of housing, understanding that housing stock, really drilling into the data, understanding its energy performance, demographics, the planning status, whole rich picture of those stock, that stock. Then looking at scenarios to get to net zero, and what would actually need to be done to that stock to get it to where it needs to be. How might you pay for that? Importantly, the review of the green finance options, and alongside that, what jobs might be created along the way supporting that, the supply chain to support this, really important. We've then done a follow-on piece of work, which is the bit that's just finished, looking at developing the model for a one-stop shop. And what kind of model do you need? Is that simply someone getting an address, a phone number off an advisor, or is that someone being handheld all the way through the journey from, I want to do something, to, right, your retrofit's finished? What kind of model is it? Also, it's complementary projects to grow that. So what do you need to be there? These long list and short list of retrofit pilot projects. What needs to be there as you launch this one-stop shop? And what does that look like in 5 years' time? How does that grow? And so that goes on to your longer list of projects. Then financial and economic modelling of the scheme. How are you going to pay for this? How does it pay for itself? And then, importantly, an implementation plan to set out the steps of starting on day one, what do we actually need to do to make this happen? Now, that work is just finished. This is an appraisal of development of a one-stop shop. So we're not there yet. But what we can say is features that should be there, and this is what NTCAA wants as well, it should be accessible to all households. It should be trusted advice, getting over this confusing customer journey that currently exists, this lack of clear information. It's fitting into that existing landscape of support. It's offering end-to-end support. So some people might just want the phone number of an installer. Other people may want that journey right through to the end. Quality is everything in retrofit because mud really sticks. So we've got to improve the quality of retrofit so it's consistently high every time. It becomes the first point of reference. And it's going to have to work with the existing funding regime and also going forward, funding regimes and funding models and going forward. Lastly, I've hit the magic button, but nothing's happened. Lastly, yeah. There we go. Wasn't pressing hard enough. This is a really exciting project because I've talked about public sector-led projects so far. This is now moving into looking at what the private sector can do. And so we've been working with Airbnb. Project started last November. They put up £1 million fund to support grants to help their hosts improve the quality of their properties. So it allows hosts, they can log into an app, helps them understand what actions they can take to their property. They can then commit to, right, actually, this is my options, this is what I actually want to do. And then that comes to Energy Saving Trust. We look at what they're proposing, validate that, and off they go, retrofit their homes. Nearly 500 properties improved over the last 12 months, and we've been overwhelmed with inquiries about this. And this is allowing hosts to reduce their own energy bills, because often they pay for those own energy bills, and also offer greener options to the customers that might be staying with them. We are just about to move into phase 2 of this scheme project with Airbnb, due to launch very soon, I understand. I can't really say more about it. It's exciting stuff, and it broadens the options of support available further. And that is me. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you.